only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender. Brent Humpherys is in the house. Welcome.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call, that number comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Yes, of course, as we do every day, we celebrate Ron Siegel Radio. We celebrate on Ron Siegel Radio also. Not only do we celebrate the program, but we do celebrate on the program. We have a good time. Always looking for a good time. Today, let's look and see where the celebrations are. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties for those of you that are trying to get us on the Facebook Live channel. You go to RonSiegelRadio.tv and you can catch us there as well. So you can get us either place. If you want to go to the RonSiegelRadio.tv, you'll be able to grab the visual broadcast. Now, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of people that want to see me for sure. So, I've got that face. I got a face for radio, Brent. I don't know. It's just the way it is. But let's take a look and see what our celebrations are of the day, because I saw there were some really good ones on there. Although every day does seem to have a significant number of celebrations. Boy, oh boy. We might as well start the day right. National Parents as Teachers Day. Okay, well, with the way some of these schools are going, I can understand that. National STEM and STEAM Day. Let's get back to the good stuff. National Cappuccino Day. Well, we drink cappuccinos all the way until it's time to get to the National Harvey Wallbanger Day. See how many people even remember the Harvey Wallbanger, right? I mean, that's an old-time drink. Probably what, the 80s, the Harvey Wallbanger was more prevalent. Vodka, Galliano, orange juice. Okay. Actually, Brent, you'll be glad to know that this drink was founded in 1968 in San Diego.
Interesting.
See that?
It was founded in 1970 in San Diego.
We don't want to go there, Brent. That might be a little bit too much information right there. But we'll keep on watching. Let's look at the markets. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 78 points right now. We've seen some volatility today, and we'll continue seeing volatility until about 11 o'clock California time, when we hear what's going on from the Federal Reserve, what their statement is. They are not going to be doing a press conference today. I think we'll leave that for the president, being that he does one of those, seems like, every day. But the Federal Reserve, no press conference. Generally, that's going to tell us that there's also going to be no rate increase. So, and we've been talking about that right along. We don't anticipate a rate increase today. It's the statement that we'll be watching, and you know the way they do that. They watch every single word on the statement to see what one word might have changed from the prior statement. We know, somebody who might be going over to watch that. Well, maybe I shouldn't go there. Jim Acosta might be going over to the Federal Reserve, being that doesn't look like he'll be at the White House today. Maybe, I'm not sure he'll be at the White House anytime soon. And that's for good cause. I watched Jim Acosta, and it baffles me that this hasn't happened sooner. I can't understand what the purpose is of having Jim Acosta there. All he's there to do is be disruptive. The man is not a reporter. He's a commentator. Having Jim Acosta in the White House press briefing would be probably similar to having Sean Hannity there. Right? Neither one of them belong there. They're both commentators. The people that are there to deliver news. I don't care what Jim Acosta's opinion is, right? I mean, the fact that he says that the 7,000 people marching toward our border, uninvited, planning to break the law to get into our country, or supposedly, the fact that he doesn't feel that that's an invasion, that's his opinion. I'm not interested in his opinion. If I wanted his opinion, I'd pay for his opinion. What I want to know is, what is the president's opinion? Whether you like the president or not, he is the president, and he deserves the respect of the office. Now, same thing. I can go on Sean Hannity's show tonight, and I can watch his show, and I'll get Sean Hannity's opinion. He's not claiming to be a reporter. The other people that are in that room act like reporters. Major Garrett, CBS News. He is respectful of the office. He asks the questions that he feels the American people should know, maybe the people that are in his audience want to know, and they go from there. Be respectful. Acosta's not respectful. He's not a reporter. What's he doing there? It'd be like, why should I be invited there? I shouldn't. I shouldn't have a credential there. I'm glad to see that he lost his credential. Just my opinion, I am not a reporter. Let's go back to the markets and see oil down 58 cents a barrel. 10-year Treasury, this is going to be where the excitement comes. 3.23 is the yield on the 10-year Treasury. And I'm going to tell you why I say that's where the excitement is coming from. Be careful. We've been trading in a range of 3.19 to 3.25. If we break that 3.25, 3.26 level on that 10-year Treasury, the likelihood is that we will see interest rates go up to the next level of resistance. I don't know if you want to hear this one.
I got a bad feeling about this.
About 3.6. On the 10-year Treasury, 3.6. Now that can be a big jump, and could lead to a big jump in interest rates, in mortgage rates, because, as I mentioned to you, the only thing that affects mortgage rates, or that drives mortgage rates, is the Fannie Mae 30-year bond. That's good. All we have to do is watch that Fannie Mae 30-year bond, right, to see what's going on. And the Fannie Mae 30-year bond is up 5 right now. So interest rates are down a little bit today. But what affects that Fannie Mae 30-year bond? Everything. And one of the components is that 10-year Treasury. We'll talk more about that in the Mortgage Minute today. But we're looking at the next level of resistance there being, like I say, right around 3.6 on the yield. That can be very, very painful. Yeah, so we're going to be watching that for you. What else is going on what else is going on in the world? I don't know that we even want to get into this, other than to quite simply say that our thoughts and prayers have to go out to the families of those in what's this?
Thousand Oaks.
Thousand Oaks. I knew it was right in that region up there. College kids, they have their whole life ahead of them. Obviously, well, Brent, I know that you're a college parent. In this day and age, I mean, I don't have any kids in college anymore, but in this day and age, it's just scary. I mean, I don't know the right answer. I know that a lot of it, in my opinion, has to do with the fact that we've got to change some laws. No, not the gun laws, because the gun didn't kill anybody. I mean, now it was a Glock. Ironically enough, the Glock that the killer had, I guess I'm supposed to say alleged killer. I mean, he killed himself,
yeah.
Right? But it had the larger magazine than what's legal in California. So I guess that law probably didn't help anything. And I already know, I have not gone to law school, and I don't mean to make light of this, but I know there's a law on the books against mass murder. So that law didn't work. So what is the next thing that we can possibly do? Well, I think I heard earlier that this alleged killer had been held on a 5150 hold. That's a type of a medical issue. Well, if that's the case, why wasn't any further work being done to find out why he had a gun? If you've have a history of mental illness, aren't we supposed to be looking at that? That's a law on the books. So it's not like we need another law. We need to find out where is the failure in upholding the current laws. Think about that part of it. It's a little bit different concept. I know nobody wants to talk about these things because it's convenient and comfortable to talk about gun control and taking away our rights. That's the issue. It's not going to change anything, though, because mass murder is illegal. Having the gun with a larger magazine is illegal, right? Those things are all illegal already. So what we want to find out is how do we solve the next level? Let's go deeper. It's the mental illness. Now, in California, we want to spend money on Delta smelt and figuring out whether a chicken is in the right size cage and building a railroad that starts where no one is and ends where no one wants to go. But maybe we ought to take some of those resources and put them toward mental health. Right? The Fairview Mental Hospital is now a homeless shelter. Where's the doctors? Norwalk State Mental Hospital. I don't think they're using that for its intended purpose either. Some of these folks need help. Where is our responsibility to help humans? I know those smelt are important, but where's the responsibility to help our fellow citizens? Why aren't we putting some of our resources into solving these problems? Just again, my opinion, we'll talk more about this. Obviously, it will be a topic of the news, and obviously I think that regardless of your position on any of these issues, as citizens, as humans, as, I guess I can't say, well, I'm going to say it anyway, I don't care, children of God, right? We need to look out for our fellow citizens, and our hearts and prayers go out to all of these families, and not the least of which would be the 59-year-old deputy sheriff that went in there knowing there was gunfire, potentially saved a lot of lives, and lost his just a short period of time from when he was planning on retiring.
He had been on the phone with his wife, too, and said, I got a call, I got to go.
Yeah, I mean,
it's terrible.
It's horrible. You know, your heart has to go out for these folks, and there's nothing more that we can say. Obviously, it's going to be a topic of conversation at every water cooler today. But we're going to come back to talking about real estate and the real estate market. Even though our hearts are there, we still have our jobs to do as well. Brent Humpherys is in the house. We are going to talk about what's happening with the real estate market. Is it correcting? What do you need to do to be successful in whatever your goals are with real estate? Are you aware that 75% of renters have been misinformed? Good debt versus bad debt. We're going to talk about that as well. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs. They have the products that are best for you. How do I know they're best for you? It's because they've got so many of them. There are many, many options for you to choose from at the Gold Star. In fact, how about this one? And I know that those of you that are old like me may remember this from days of old. Stated income loans. When was the last time, Brent, when was the last time you heard about stated income loans, right?
Oh, 4 seconds ago. Sorry, couldn't help.
It's been a long time since we heard stated income loans, right? I mean, it is quite a while, but you know something, got two different people who are being helped right now because that's what makes the most sense for them and their family. Are they as lucrative price-wise as some of the conventional loans? No. But the issue is that it is a new product out there. They are available. Just a thought for you. Think about that concept as we talk about what's going on in the mortgage market. And yes, I shared with you a little earlier, the Fannie Mae 30-year bond up 6 basis points. Why are we watching that so closely right now? It's because, again, that leads to, I tell you, you don't have to listen to Ron Siegel Radio to find out what the bonds are doing. What you do need to do is you listen to me because there's certain things that you can't find out other places, the why of this. And we know that we're going to see volatility today because we've got a Federal Reserve meeting. Okay, that's going to influence these bonds. Initial jobless claims came out, 214,000 first-time unemployment benefit requests last week, decrease of 1,000 from the previous report, which was revised slightly higher by 1,000 to 215,000. If you were listening to us last week, you heard me say 214. They were just revised a little bit higher. We're running right around there. I mean, for the last several weeks, we've been ranging between 207,000 to 214,000. Not a huge number. The biggest decrease came in Georgia. Decrease of 224.49. California, 1687. And Florida, 1685. So we are watching those things for you. I will also share with you that at about 7 o'clock, precisely 7 a.m. California time every Thursday, unless it's a holiday, we do get the Freddie Mac Mortgage Market Survey, and let's see if we can figure out what the survey says to us here. I know we've got Oops, sorry about that. I guess it doesn't want to. Gotta get. Yeah, the bonds went. The mortgage market went up. 4.94 is what we're seeing as the 30-year fixed rate loan. That is the perfect loan, so don't really count on getting that unless you are perfect. So Brent could get it, but you know.
Oh, please.
You might not want that house though, Brent, because it's basically a conforming loan, purchase money, single-family residence. There's $454,000, 40% down payment. Now, I do quite a few loans. I talk to quite a few people. I don't know a tremendous amount of people that are at that level of a purchase volume putting 40% down. Not a lot. It's not like it's impossible, but there's not a lot of them. What was it last year at this time? I don't know if you want to hear this. 3.9%, over 1% higher today versus where it was last year, same week. So we are watching these numbers for you. That's the Mortgage Minute, again, brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs and the products for you. Let's chat with our featured guest, repeat offender Brent Humpherys. Humpherys Homes and Estates is in the house.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Glad to have you with us, buddy. So let's chat. Real estate market, is it changing, or are we just still flowing along?
Well, first, keep calling me buddy. I feel like 2 or 3 years younger each time.
Okay.
So the real estate market's acting very differently right now.
Differently?
Yeah, we have spent the last few years with multiple offers and the buyers striking out on one home left and right and over and getting tired. Maybe they should wait a few months, try it again. People are getting exhausted because there has been so much pent-up demand. We talked about pent-up demand,
right.
Remember, on a broadcast last year?
Absolutely.
And now, all of a sudden, homes are taking a lot longer to sell. And interest rates are also up quite a bit. We've chatted about that.
Sure.
Appreciate you allowing me to say that on the lender's broadcast. But
it is what it is,
yeah.
Right? I mean, we can't hide it. Part of what we have to do, your job and mine, is to figure out how we can assist people in navigating these markets, right? Because the fact of the matter is, rates are up.
Yep.
Right? Properties are not getting multiple offers every day. Right?
No, and the norm now is that properties are sitting on the market longer. There has been a surge in inventory in many parts of the country, and price reductions are surging in some areas like Santa Clara County, up where you have places like Google and Facebook where people have gobs and gobs of money. 117% increase in price reductions on...
What is that? Can you explain that to me? What does that mean, 117% increase on price reductions?
Right, okay.
I'm a simple guy, Brent, so you got to help me out with this.
Let's suppose that you have, in any given market, maybe 100 sellers on the market that have reduced their price. A 117% increase in the number of price reductions would be that same amount and 17% more. In other words, it's
okay.
At 100%, you're now double what you had before.
Wow.
So many sellers are reducing their prices, and in Santa Clara County, 77% increase in number of homes for sale. So 77%
increase in the number of homes for sale.
Yeah. So is that good for a seller or a buyer? Well, it's wonderful for buyers. You've got 7.7 more homes for every 10 that you had before.
Interesting. Okay, so and I'm assuming you probably don't have to be as expedient in your decision making.
No, you have more time than you did before. I mean, so when we were on a break, I just pulled up. Obviously, I operate out of Carlsbad. I sell everywhere, but Carlsbad 92009 is my zip code. And October just reported. I get really excited at the end of the month. I know you're going to tease me. I'm refreshing my browser constantly. Where is the report? So October's numbers just came out. New listings in Carlsbad for single family are up 69%, but pending sales are down 12.5%. So you have this whopping 69% increase in homes available, and pending sales, so homes that are going into contract, have fallen 12.5%. So would you like to be a buyer or a seller knowing that? A buyer.
Certainly, yeah, and it's kind of interesting because we've been pushing people for a good amount of time now to get off the fence. If you're thinking about selling, go and do it. and now they're doing it. Now, here's the question I'm going to throw at you, Brent, because you and I didn't even chat about some of these things, so it's a little off the cuff.
It's going to be an easy question, or is it going to be a tough one?
I'm going to challenge you.
All right.
So, part of our focus is, and part of many people's focus is, we consider work. We want to maximize. We want to sell at the top of the market. So, being that now we're seeing that all these people are starting to sell, are getting ready to list, I should say. The amount of listings are up, you said 69%. Does that mean that maybe that they've waited the right amount of time, that they're at that apex right now? Because up until that point, when we say that there was a seller's market, you put it on the market, you sell it. That person might turn around a month later, put it on the market, and make a little more money. So the first person
I've seen that happen.
Didn't really maximize what they could have got out of it, because there was still more appreciation that was in the market. Now, being that we're at this point where the prices we've almost hit the parity mark on the supply-demand, are we at the point where people have maximized what they're going to get right now?
We might be.
Okay.
We might be. There are two things that I'm keeping my eyes on, and I don't purport to be some major pundit. I just read a lot, and this is something that I'm very
And you're out there in the marketplace every day.
Sure, thank you.
Right?
Yeah, I don't want to sell myself too short on that, but the two things I'm keeping my eyes on are interest rates, and
Okay.
I know that, and obviously you are as well. I think back to 2008 when gas was really close to $5 a gallon, and that's when I was, driving gasoline-powered cars, right? There was a sense.
You had to go and throw that at us here after we had this gas tax
everybody's
initiative.
Everybody's going elect. I know. I'm really bothered by that, because we're paying $150 extra per vehicle per year. We're penalized for not paying the taxes for gasoline, so I'm affected by that as well.
Okay, so the registration part, he gets to join in, but the gas tax he doesn't.
Well, it's registration and other penalties, but I just remember when gas prices were about $4.80 and they were about to hit $5 a gallon. I wanted to not accelerate, right?
Sure.
As a merge, who cares if the person beats you? Let them go.
Right.
You can hear the money leaving their wallet. And I think the same is true of interest rates. There's a psychological barrier, really,
right?
The ceiling. And when buyers, are thinking, oh my gosh, 5%, let's wait. I think after a period of time elapses, people will realize, historically, these are still very, very good interest rates.
Exactly.
My first home flip was in 2000, so it was 18 years ago. I love 2000 because it just makes the math easy. 8 and 7, 8%.
You're a pretty quick guy.
Thank you. That's what the cop said.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. 8 and 7, 8.
I'm not going to even go there. Anything I say can and will be held against me.
5% interest is still a very, very good interest rate.
Right.
Now, regardless of the psychological, so that's one thing, right? Buyers are going to get used to 5% or 4.8, 4.9 and say, all right, that's fine. The second thing I really am thinking about.
Hold on to that thought. What's Brent thinking about? We're going to figure out what Brent's thinking about. And some people might even know that answer and might not want to hear it. But you are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, what Brent's thinking about. 75% of renters have been misinformed. And good debt versus bad debt, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL Lending Team at 800-306-1990. Licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Well, welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. It is the best app I have seen on the market to get information on what's happening as soon as properties go on there. Better than any of them that are out there. I see that Nest gets the information to you quicker. 75% of renters have been misinformed. I think it might be higher than that. Recently, multiple headlines have been written asserting that homeownership is less affordable today than at any other time in the last decade. Though the headlines are accurate, they lack context and lead too many Americans to believe that they cannot partake in a major part of the American dream, owning a home. In 2008, the housing market crashed and home values fell by as much as 60% in certain markets. This was a major trigger to the Great Recession we experienced from 2008 to 2010. To come back from that recession, mortgage interest rates were pushed down to levels that were never seen before. For the last 10 years, you could purchase a home at a dramatically discounted price and attain a mortgage at historically low rate. Affordability skyrocketed. Now that home values have returned to where they should be, mortgage rates are beginning to increase. It is less affordable to own a home than it was over the last 10 years. However, what is not being reported is that it is more affordable to own a home today than at any other time since 1985, when data was first collected on the point. If you take out the years after the crash, affordability is easy for me to say. Affordability today is greater than it has been at almost any time in American history. This has not been adequately reported, which has led many Americans believing that they cannot currently afford a home. Shame. As an example, the latest edition of Freddie Mac's research profile of today's renter reveals that 75% of renters now believe it is more affordable to rent than to own their own homes. This percentage is the highest ever recorded. The challenge is that this belief is incorrect. Study after study has proven that in today's market it is less expensive to own a home than it is to rent a home in the United States. Thankfully, some are starting to see this situation and accurately report on it. National Association of Realtors, yeah, they've got a little bit of a vested interest. In their 2019 housing forecast mentions this concern, and I quote, while the U.S. is experiencing historically normal levels of affordability, potential buyers may be staying out of the market because of perceived problems with affordability. If you're one of the many renters who would like to own their own home, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Either get on the mortgage ready plan that we have at the Siegel Lending Team, or realize that you probably are already there. You can already get a mortgage and you have enough money for a down payment. I just was with somebody, someone was in here just recently and couldn't believe that they can get a down payment for 3%. Veterans, 0 down. And another misconception, you can get a VA loan as high as you want. Do you want a $3 million VA loan? Not a problem. It's not 0 down, but it's still very, very low down payment and is still one of the best loans on the market, maybe even the best loan on the market. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. So we're chatting this morning. Brent Humpherys is in the house. We're talking about what's happening with the U.S. real estate market. Is it correcting? And we're talking about a couple of issues, and I've been sitting here anxiously awaiting because Brent said there are two things affecting the market. One was interest rates, and the second, for some reason, he didn't want to tell us. Maybe it's because I cut him off. So what's the second reason, Brent?
Well, there are 53 days left in the year.
Okay.
And this is the first year, 2018, under the new tax reform, where more and more Americans are allegedly going to be taking home more of their hard-earned income.
Okay.
You look at real estate, if there's employment, jobs, and money, right, then that bodes well for a healthy real estate market that's going to continue to do
Sure.
well. But the other component is taxes.
Right.
Because if you're paying a lot of your money to the government, that's less discretionary income to put
Sure.
down on the home. Unless, of course, you're a veteran and you get that wonderful VA financing. So I'm really looking at what's going to happen with real estate in the spring when people file for the first time their 2018 taxes.
Okay, I'm going to say that it's going to have no effect.
Okay?
And I'll tell you why it has no effect. Because if somebody is first off on your primary residence, you're going to pay a mortgage no matter what. You're either going to pay your mortgage or your landlord's mortgage, except for the 30% of the landlords who are free and clear property.
Okay.
But either way, you're going to pay a mortgage, right? You got to have a roof over. Most of us have to have a roof over our head, and we're not going out and buying a house for cash. The other side of it is that 4 out of the top 5 reasons that we buy a home, according to the Harvard housing reports, are not financial. So, they're close proximity to work, they're educational, they're lifestyle. So they're not. So I don't know that taxes. I know that when we talk about finances and whatnot, we often talk about the tax effect, but the ultra wealthy, the only person that the SALT affects is the person from, I think the number is about 750,000 up to 1.25 million. Above that, it wasn't affecting them anyway.
Sure, there are different segments of the market.
Right.
But in the trenches, when I sit down in coffee shops with first-time buyers, they're looking at things, and I think that there has been a de-incentivized. What am I trying to say?
So what's their option? I mean, so you're seeing when you sit down with someone, you're sitting knee to knee with somebody, that it is a factor to them. But what is their option, or what is their alternative?
Well, nobody wants to throw money away, and nobody
Right.
wants to pay somebody else's mortgage. But at least with first-time buyers, and again, I'm just one segment, just one real estate broker with a certain group of clientele.
Sure.
Yes, there's lifestyle and education and commute and sense of building wealth and equity. But what I've found so many times, the trigger, right, or the proverbial match that gets lit in these young couples is, oh my gosh, we just did our taxes and our CPA told us we were throwing money away, and so now we want to go out and buy a home so that we can write off our interest and take home more of our hard-earned money, and with the increase in the standard deduction,
Right.
and with so many other things like the property taxes, state and local being capped at 10,000, I have found people not pulling the trigger. Now, again, I'm a very, very small sample
Sure.
of a big.
Right, and something it's a valid issue. Now, what I'm going to suggest to you, and in fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to see if I have it right here on my computer. Is that we do a lot of different trainings, and what I'm doing actually right after we get done with the broadcast today, I'm going over to do another training with a group of real estate professionals. And one of the things that I share with them on a regular basis is a rent versus own analysis. Mm-hmm. And on that starter home, I'm not sure they're going to get some benefit. Not going to be huge because they got a different benefit. So especially the first year, they're going to see that their taxes went down, right? And the reason I'm going to say that they're going to see their taxes went down is even if they didn't buy a piece of property, their taxes went down. Just because of what you just said, the standard deduction.
Which increases discretionary income and savings balances,
Right.
which I think can lead to more purchases. I'm in no way suggesting that the tax reform is terrible for home ownership and nobody's buying and everybody's sitting on the fence.
But what you're doing, Brent, is you're sharing a piece of information out there that, and I think actually what you're really doing, I think, is sharing misinformation. Or I shouldn't say sharing, you're dispelling misinformation.
I'm just reporting what people are saying, right?
What I'm saying is, it's a topic of conversation that maybe some people are not as well versed as you. And when you go out and say, okay, well, your discretionary income is going to be increased because of your standard deduction, you can afford this. And they're saying, well, maybe my discretionary income, I don't have as big a benefit from the real estate. Well, yeah, you do because of this, and this, and you're able to share all those other reasons why it makes financial sense, as well as personal sense. Right? And that's, I said, a lot of people get bad information because they're not speaking to a professional like yourself. That's just my personal opinion, right? Is that you're out there giving them this stuff, and you're able to say, okay, tell me all the negatives because we want to see, is it valid or is it not valid?
Good point.
Right, and I think that's where a lot of people get off track because this is the American dream. There is no better investment.
I totally agree with that.
Right, and the taxes are what the taxes are. We have no control over that one. Just like we have no control that we have to have a roof over our head.
Right.
Right. So now let's get back to what we wanted to talk about. If I'm sitting with you as a client, right, Brent, where do I need to live, and what's the best thing for me and my family?
Good point.
Right? I mean, and I love it that you go out there and educate people. Because, anybody can put someone in the car. Right? Anybody can, you don't have to be a great professional to be a tour guide. When you're out there giving people counsel and sitting across from them at the coffee shop saying, okay, what is important to you? And I know that's what part of your process because I know your heart.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right? It's a whole different world.
Well, and thank you for the kind, because you're about dispelling misinformation, but I get what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and again, this is just one small segment just over the last few months of just what I'm hearing and what we're discussing. But with a changing market, with a market that is correcting, so that is the short answer for the for the discussion. It is correcting.
Yeah.
I believe it's shifting from a seller's market to a buyer's market.
Is that bad?
No, I think it's just fine.
Okay.
With apologies to all of the sellers that I have on the market right now who may be listening, and many of them do, the market is just going to shift, just like politics, right?
Well, one of the beauties of, and I'm not a shameless plug for my friend, but the issue is that there's a lot of people that have never seen a shifting market. There's a lot of real estate people out there, and they don't know how to help their clients navigate this world. And I know that you do, so that's a big benefit to somebody working with you.
Thank you. Yeah, education's key.
Right, because you've got education and you've got experience.
True.
Right? This isn't your first rodeo.
No.
We're going to talk about rodeos when we come back. This is Ron Siegel Radio you're listening to. We're going to also talk about good debt versus bad debt. I've shared that we might talk about this before, but I might want to get back into more of it because Brent actually prepared a whole bunch of stuff for us to chat about, and I've gotten off on a rabbit trail, which I am known to do. But you are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, more with Brent Humpherys on what's happening with the real estate market, where it's going, how do you navigate it, and getting a great counsel from a real estate professional with experience. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message. And as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. Good debt versus bad debt. What is the difference? Well, good debt is debt that is helping you make money. You say, Ron, how can you be making money if it's debt? Well, if I buy a house and I pay, let's just use hypothetically because I don't want to go through all of the legal issues. I'm going to say you're paying 4.94%, which is today's Freddie Mac rate. Okay, so you go into debt at 4.94. If you can earn, and remember that debt is simple interest. Now, if you put your money into something that is earning, say, 6%, and that's compounding interest, think about the concept. You're going to be better off by, 1.06%. Okay, so your money is making money for you over time. You are making money off of money. There's only two ways in this world to make money. Only two. One of them is off of your own efforts. The other is to get your money making money for you, residual income or something along those lines, right? It's investment income. I do it all the time, right? I mean, I've got investments. They make money. I don't have to work for it. Now, there are other ways where I lead a lending team. We make money. I got to go to work every day. You do whatever you do, right? But if you can take money, say, from your house and invest it in something that's going to get you more return on investment, then you're going to be making money that way. So that is good debt. Bad debt is your car, right? You got to drive around in your car, but the interest you pay on your car payment, that's called bad debt, unless you have the cash to pay cash for the car, but now you put that cash to work somewhere else. Then you've converted that a little bit because you don't want to tie up your funds. So you can go buy a house and it's a rental property, say, and even if you're not breaking even, but you're subsidizing it a little bit, but you put 25% down, that's a 4-time return on your cash, right? So that property goes up by 5%. When you're making 20% and you didn't put it into the car, you're better off. That's good debt. Credit card debt, almost always bad debt, right? You're looking at 12, 25, 30% interest, whatever that number is. That's bad debt. Get rid of the bad debt, keep the good debt, grow your portfolio. That's the Your Credit Matters segment, again, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. Continuing our conversation this morning, Brent Humpherys is in the house talking about educating people. Right now, I'm going to share with you this market is changing. We've been talking about that for a few weeks now. We've seen the change coming in the market, but you still have to have a house. Maybe you just got transferred and you're being forced to move. Well, you need to sit down with somebody like Brent Humpherys, find out what's available in the marketplace. You sit down with a lending team, our lending team hopefully, and you find out, what can I afford? What programs are out there? Maybe Brent's going to tell you, something, don't sell your existing residence. Maybe that's not in your best interest.
I've said that many times to clients.
Right? So, but there's options then, right? I mean, don't sell it, go and rent it out. Keep on getting the appreciation. Now, no one has said that we're not appreciating right now.
We still are, 7%.
Right, so we're still appreciating, just not as quickly. We've kind of taken our foot off the gas pedal, but the car's still going forward.
Sure. I mean, if you're used to 10% and then 9% and 7%, you're still
in good shape.
Yeah.
Right?
You're appreciating at a decelerated pace. It's
right.
Like the increase of the decrease.
Now, if you listen to Diana Olick on CNBC, she'll tell you that we're going backwards. I mean, anybody that's listened to Ron Siegel radio for any length of time knows I am not a fan of theirs because they mislead you. Right? That's why I love it when I get some of the, I'm going to call you a seasoned real estate professional. When I get the seasoned real estate professionals come on the show to help educate our audience with what's really, really happening out in the marketplace. So, Brent, what else do we, there were some other issues I know that you had on our list here. You're not the only one out there coming up with this stuff. Right? I mean, I saw that you had a report here from Realtor.com. Obviously, they've got a vested interest in selling property.
Sure.
Right, but are they coming up with some of the same numbers that you're seeing?
They are, yep. And I actually misquoted the numbers. Santa Clara County, when we were on break, I checked what I had said. 117% increase in property listing price reductions.
That's what you said.
Well, what I should have said was 177% increase in the number of homes that have dropped in price.
Should I harass you, or I'll just let you harass yourself?
Well, maybe I can make it up to you and give you a couple sound bites. Yeah, it is 177.
No, 171.
Oh my God!
I'm just going to harass. I can harass.
Okay, I need to get readers. So maybe I can make up for that by, I've got a number of things I came in to share, and maybe we can do it at a different broadcast. But okay, so what now, right? Where's the application? If the market is shifting and you're a seller, what can sellers do to be successful? And I've got 8 things to share, but maybe I'll get 2 of them out.
I was going to say, we've got about a minute and a half.
Okay. Number 1, check with your agent to find out how many maximum photos are allowed in the multiple listing service. Make sure that all those photos are in place, but then have your agent go into the sites like Zillow and Trulia and Redfin and Realtor.com, which give you access to, I believe, unlimited photos, and start photographing the community pool, the common area, the retail shopping nearby, the beach, and publish
Is more
those.
better than less?
Depends on the context, but in this context, yes, more is better than less.
Okay.
So add those photos.
Okay.
Show people about the walk-in score and the community, and where the fine dining is and how close the beach is. I mean, all afternoon, I'm on a marketing a drone shot in Manhattan Beach and doing all kinds of neighborhood.
Don't be careful of a drone shot with Brent Humpherys. I mean, we have no clue what he's going to be photographing over there. That could be pretty serious.
Yeah, but the other thing is, if listings are through the roof, right?
Right.
Opportunity and sales are down double digits in many areas, how much is the value of one buyer? It's gone through the roof, right?
Sure.
Because that one buyer who's not as plentiful as they were last year at this time, that buyer means more to that seller because there are fewer of them. So what can you do? You can absolutely make sure that you opt in for the analytics and the reporting on all these major sites. So each day when you wake up, you've got an email making sure that
now we're in trouble, Brent.
when people are searching for properties online, that they're seeing yours and they're clicking through. Your marketing has to be dialed in and monitored.
We need a professional for that. And you know what? We need to make sure we get Brent Humpherys back in here because he's got a whole lot of information here. We got the foundation of what we wanted to talk about, but we never got the how. So we're going to have to get Brent back into the studio to chat about that. But right now we have to ask you to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John who's engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions, if you want to meet Brent Humpherys or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember my motto: make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We will talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.